We're back. I'm on business today.
Right.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Keeping the Frank podcast show. Welcome back to Keeping the Frank podcast show with me, your boy, Keston Holla Frank. And you know what it is. It's a Keeping the Frank podcast show with me and her.
I'm just her. I'm just her today.
Her.
Her.
She's not her because she can't sing.
How you know I can't sing?
Let me hear something.
That's all right. I only sing if I'm getting paid, all right?
It's the one and only co-host, Trigger Trizzy.
I can't. I can hold a note.
Let me hear that.
Don't mind me.
I gotta toast it up because you're just gonna start drinking. Then.
I mean, you know, I think you started drinking already though before we even started recording.
I did, but I didn't do it on camera. See how that works out? So, Trigger Trey.
Yes.
How was your couple of weeks?
Has it been a couple of weeks? Oh.
For like 2.
Well, I went to Aruba.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How was that?
And I think the other time was your fault.
I went to Detroit.
Right. So half of it was your fault, then half of it was mine. Yeah, no, I went to Aruba and it was nice.
Yeah.
It's very nice. I would go back.
The first time in Aruba?
That was my first time. Okay. It was open, so I was like, sure, why not just go?
Yeah. So that's all that matters, that, you know, turn up where you could turn up.
It was getting lit it was for Halloween. It was getting lit out there.
Oh, you had a costume?
I did not. My costume was let me be a beach bum and lay on the beach.
Well, that's a good costume.
That's what I did.
Because in New York it's cold, so
yep,
that's an amazing costume.
It was a little cloudy though, so like even though it was hot, it was still like a little cloudy. So it's not like I got like an OD tan, but I think I got a little something.
You be tanning and shit?
I mean,
you're light skinned, so yeah, you're right.
You know what? I got a little crispy. I got a little crisp.
Got you.
Okay. So other than that, that was it. Chilling, you know.
Sounds
working.
Good.
How's things going with you?
You can hear that face. With you? Nah, things are good, man. I went to Detroit. Saw some properties out there, you know what I'm saying?
You were supposed to wait for me.
Nah, I got you. Listen, I went out there for us. We're gonna do this thing, make this money.
Alright.
Make this money.
Alright, okay.
Alright, you know, we're not real estate on. We out here.
Okay, I was about to say.
Alright, other than that, you know, got some gigs coming in. So, you know, doing my thing out here. I know you doing your thing out here.
My voiceovers has been
We both
lit.
doing our thing out here. You know what I mean?
Yes.
This entertainment business is real. Hard work, you know.
Agreed.
But I love it.
That's good. That's what's important.
So the last project I was on set till like
late at
2
night.
in the morning. It was a late.
I did a toy store commercial actually.
Yeah?
Yeah. That was interesting.
A voiceover or like?
No, like I was actually in the commercial. I don't know where they're gonna put it though. Like I don't know if it's for TV or something that they're just gonna be, you know.
Okay.
But
so when y'all see this commercial on TV, man,
I don't know if it is gonna be
hit us
on
up. You know what I mean?
TV.
Definitely send a message out.
I like fake had a child and we were like buying toys, like you know, like that. I mean, no, I look like I could just be her older cousin, not her mother.
You giving the mommy roles and shit?
I don't think so. Not really. I just still don't think I look old enough.
No,
like,
you don't.
I really have to like be done up to look like I look older.
Yeah.
Other than that, I still look 12.
Okay, let's not go far.
Okay, 20.
Okay, cool.
I look like I crossed spring of 2020. That's what it is. I look like I just crossed.
You look like you didn't pledge it off.
I look like I just crossed.
You didn't pledge it off.
I don't look like I'm a seasoned soul, you know what I mean?
You look like you crossing
Yesterday.
COVID.
I look like I just did a little virtual thing and called it a day. Anyway, not to go on that kind of tangent. Maybe that should be the conversation, how Greek life now has changed.
Yeah.
We'll have to circle back to that.
Yeah, for the worst.
We can do that. Maybe we can have different people from like different years.
Oh, that'd be dope.
Like an old head.
Yeah.
Spring 09 time, the greatest year ever. And then like a Neo.
That's not fair. It's cool. Yeah.
The different generations of Greek life.
Let's do it. That sounds dope. Let's do it. So what's our topic today, man? What are we on today?
Well, according to, you know, Instagram and social media.
Because we know all that shit is true.
All of that is true.
Yeah.
No, but November, you know, every month is something.
Yeah.
So this month, they're saying that it is Men's Mental Health month.
And you know they lying because they don't give a fuck about us.
We do give a fuck about you. I'm going to say we because I'm going to speak for the black women out there that we do give a fuck about y'all. But y'all need to also take accountability and ownership of some of the things that, you also need to be open to address.
Like what? Let's tackle this thing today. Like what? Because the Reds always want to put us out there. So I gotta find me a nice KI in the street thing.
You gonna blame the Reds? You know what? This is why Coleman love does not exist. Okay.
I believe in Coleman friendship.
There's only Coleman friendship.
That's right.
Because the Bros be acting up. No, because the Bros y'all don't know how to treat us good.
First of all, we always treat y'all good.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
It's a sorrow.
The only way you treat us good is when it's like, oh, you at a party, y'all make sure people get fed or get a ride home.
Yeah.
Not on the other side.
What are you talking about? You know what? We'll tackle that next time. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, let's have a Coleman love conversation.
Yeah, next time.
How it doesn't exist.
Find me some PG.
Anyway, what I'm saying is that I think especially the conversation has come up a lot that men don't want to either acknowledge when they need help.
Okay.
They either are conditioned to not express their emotions. And feel like they have to be a certain way in order to achieve certain things in life or be deemed a man. And I feel like that, I'm assuming, is very hard on y'all. Like,
we was brought up that way. That's what we do.
But that doesn't mean that it's okay.
We hold them on our shoulders. You know what I'm saying?
But that doesn't mean that it's okay. Because then you go around saying that like people don't care about you or don't support you when there are probably people, either other men or women, right? Because if you choose to be in a relationship with women that do try to support you, but because men are so either prideful or, their ego makes them think they have to be a certain way, they're not able to open up in their own friendships, relationships, and things like that.
I mean, I think the generations are changing. I mean, like, young boys growing up, they're getting those. They're a little more emotional and sensitive now, which is kind of annoying as well.
But is it annoying or is it necessary?
It's annoying. Yeah, I don't think that's too necessary. I think it's kind of annoying as shit.
But I mean. See, I feel like there's now I'm not a man.
Okay.
I'm not a man.
That's a good disclaimer.
I'm not a man. And I know that, especially being a black man, I know there are things that I can only empathize with. I can't exactly say that I've experienced, right? Yeah. I know what it is to be a woman and being a black woman out in society. You can only understand the mindset that you have when you go out into the streets, right?
Exactly.
However, as someone that dates men, majority of the time, no. Someone that dates men, though, it's like men say they want to have these connections or they want to feel supported or let their hair down, not you per se, but let their hair down and
those days are over.
Be able to like take that weight off their shoulder and all that stuff. But it's like, if you don't take the steps necessary in order to do that, then how do you expect to ever feel that way?
We think those steps are, because I feel like, I feel like we do kind of take steps to, think about it. All right, so a lot of men are getting married younger.
Are they?
Yeah, a lot of my friends got married. You know what I'm saying?
Like my friends, no.
You know what I mean? I know, like, I'm not, right? I'm probably on the other side. That's probably never, or at least by 60. But you know what I'm saying?
And you probably still gonna act the same.
Probably still gonna be on my shenanigans. But I know a lot of like people I knew I went to college that got married. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's all like lasting and shit, but I know a lot of them who got married and shit. So I mean, I think times is different. I think times has changed.
But I mean, just getting married.
I'll probably say it's not a lot of us no more. I'm probably one of those dudes that's like, all right, cool. Like, I'll hold it in and I'll, whatever.
No, there's still a lot of you.
But
there are still a lot of you.
Are there?
Yes, there are. Because and marriage is one thing. Like, I feel like you can get married and not really fully open yourself up to who your partner is. So like, just the fact they got married just could mean that they see like, well, by this age I should be married. That doesn't mean that they're really fully emotionally and mentally ready for that marriage, right? But there are still a lot of men out there that I think don't know how to deal with like potentially being depressed, like having anxiety, feeling like you have to uphold this standard of providing and protecting and all that stuff where you feel like you can't relax for a moment. There's still a lot of men that...
but I feel like that's just how we grew up. I think we understand that, as men, we're the providers, like we're the ones who, like, we're the providers, and we gotta put ourselves in situations to provide for our families, our kids, or whatever the case is. You know what I'm saying? I think now you have these conversations about gender roles, and everybody want to take away the gender roles and things like that now. But for some for us that still believe in these roles and believe that what we have to do to provide, like that's just life.
But gender roles can be one thing. Like, who shares certain duties? If you feel like you're the one that has to go and make the most money, but the woman
bring the bacon home,
right? But I feel like even in gender roles, they're in a sense is that balance. Like, I don't subscribe to all of them, but I feel like there could be a balance, right? If you're the one that technically, like, you're the leader of the household,
I think that's the whole point of the roles, is so they have a balance.
Yeah, but sometimes people don't. Sometimes they be no balance. They don't be no balance. But it's like if you're going out and you are being the quote unquote leader of the household, because that's traditionally what the man is supposed to do, right? But the woman is still doing her job, which sometimes people want to act like is not a full-ass job, but it is, right? Like, making sure you eat, house is taken care of, taking care of kids, whatever. That's still a full-time job.
That sounds nice, yeah. Right? It sounds nice.
But so when you have those roles that are already, they're established, they're taken care of, but your connection with your person is still that, like, you have such weight on you that you can't then, like, express your emotions or be softer with your partner, that still then is a problem.
I don't know. I don't know if we just can't be.
Do you think you've been able to be fully expressive throughout your life, right? In your different relationships, right? Okay. Have you been able to fully, like, come in and really be 100% vulnerable with somebody where, like, yeah, just be completely vulnerable with somebody that you were with?
You mean emotionally vulnerable?
Yeah, emotionally. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, like, probably not. I'm 100% honest. I could be honest with a person, like, how I feel and where I'm at in life, and you know what I'm saying. I just want to smash or whatever the case is.
Okay, honesty is lovely.
You know what I'm saying? To me, it's the same thing.
So you think honesty and vulnerability are the same?
I'm being honest with you about my feelings.
But have you been able to say, like, I can't do this, or I need help with this?
Like what?
Anything. I mean, not to only speak on men's, connections with their mental health and relationships, right? But speaking, again, dealing with men or whatever, it's like, there's a lot of men that will say, I really want to be in a relationship with you. I like you, blah, blah, blah. But, I don't really feel like I'm at where I want to be at. So, like, I can't, because I'm not there, I can't do this as well.
I think that's honest. I think that's a.
I'm not saying it's a lie.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a lie. But I say that I feel like more women can balance working on themselves or working in a career and trying to balance a relationship, where men will automatically be like,
this is what we think. We think more women can do that, but the reality is a little different.
I mean, there's always going to be those differences.
This is what we think.
I just feel like I always hear from men.
I feel like men, we're more unwilling to put ourselves in that situation than women are. Women probably women are more likely to try to work that out or whatever the case is, and men, we're like, let me get there first. Let me get my foot in the door. Let me figure those things out. How long
will it take you to get there?
You don't have to wait.
I'm not saying that anybody has to wait.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they're like, we'll figure it out, but we got to figure it out our own time.
But so would you not prefer support? Like, why wouldn't you want someone that can support you through what you're doing?
I also think, all right, so as an entrepreneur, I also feel like when you're trying to build a business or a career or whatever the case is, and you're also trying to put this relationship together, I feel like the attention the relationship needs and the attention your career or your focus or your entrepreneurship need, I feel like is right there next to each other. It's a similar attention. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like this is where people either get annoyed or like women want to, you know, they either everybody say they understand until they're in a relationship like that with a particular individual that is trying to reach certain position, certain position. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people is not trying to reach those heights, but you have the few that are trying to reach those heights. And when you deal with someone like that, you know, the attention may not be on you, or the time may not be on you. You know what I'm saying? And you have a lot of women that just can't understand that. So why put ourselves in that situation in the first place?
I mean, I can understand where some people are not understanding or supportive, right?
And you wouldn't know that unless you're in it. So why go into that whole point where now you're fighting and arguing because someone's telling you that they're going to be that person, right? But then while they're in it, now the reality sets in. Right? And I think most women it's most likely to jump into that because they don't understand the reality yet. You know what I'm saying? As men, we live in these realities, right? We understand things a little differently. So we may not be wanting to put ourselves in those situations if it's going to, you know, impact our direction negatively.
I mean, so I can definitely 100% understand that. I guess like as a woman that also does her own shit. Sometimes when I try to be understanding and supportive to people, because I know I be over here doing my own thing as well, I think my mindset could be different than maybe from the general woman population, where they don't understand that just because someone is busy, that doesn't mean that they don't also still care about you when they make time for you. You know what I mean? But I guess like my thing when it comes to how I feel like men can be... I feel like with some of the men that I've spoken to and men that I know that are either in relationships that are married, they'll talk about how like, yeah, but like there's always that part of me that I feel like I can't give, right? Like that there's always that something that they hold back from fully giving themselves to someone, either because they don't want to seem, you know, too weak, or they don't want to be too open, or they always want to.
So you're talking more about masculinity. In a sense, right? Like
I mean, I guess so.
Right?
I guess so. Like, okay. I mean, I don't, but do you see that if you are open about your emotions or whatever, that lessens your masculinity in any way? Not just being honest, like showing emotion, like crying or showing, you know.
About what?
Anything.
Yeah.
I'm not, it could be about anything.
Oh my God.
Like if you're
my big toe.
No, but like if you really had like a bad day, like, and, you know, it was a lot for you today, whatever the reasons are. If you come home and, you know, you have someone that like you could just really break down and be like, yo, today was just, I'm tired and I'm exhausted and I just need to fucking cry, you know? Like, do you feel like you got to hold that in?
It's an interesting question. Never thought about it. As a woman, if your man came home and just started crying, how would you feel?
I've had exes that have cried.
Oh yeah? He's like, this nigga right here.
No, but like to me that doesn't make me look at you as less of a man.
But I think it depends on who you deal with. Like I feel like you're more of an understanding person. You have some people that deal with, you know what I'm saying, hard rock chicks and shit.
Right, they're probably like,
so nigga, get the fuck up.
No, right, and I think that's really unfortunate.
Out here looking like Cuba Gooding Jr. and shit. Like, what's wrong with you? Get the hell up. Stop swinging in the air.
My Neo happened to post something that she was in the train station and a lady was with her son, and I think I forgot what the reason was, but like her son started to like cry, and so she was like, "You're acting like a little girl. Stop crying." Right? And my Neo actually was like, but girls are strong too. So it's just saying he's being like, you know what I mean? Like you're acting like a little girl, stop crying. That doesn't mean he's weak.
Okay.
Like, you know what I mean? Like I do think it does start from a young age. And unfortunately, a lot of people contribute crying and showing emotion as being weak and being a little girl when it's like, no, like if you are exhausted and emotionally drained and like the only way that you can kind of get it out is to fucking cry, that doesn't make you less of a man. And I feel like sometimes men can get caught up in like they can't share their emotion even with someone they're choosing to be with.
Yeah. But I definitely, but I feel like we share it in different kind of ways though. I feel like it may not come off. I think sometimes it don't come off like, that soft type of, that thing. But I feel like we do share emotion in a particular kind of way. It may not be the way you expect it to be, shared, or you may not see it that way, but I think we do share it in a certain way.
Shared in I mean, statistically, they say men have committed suicide at a higher rate than women.
There you go.
They're more depressed.
Just jump off that,
deal with more anxiety.
Yeah.
But it's like, then where, like, because I think naturally women, we talk to each other. We cry with each other. We're, whatever. Sometimes I think men talk more than we think.
Yeah, we do. That's what I'm trying to say. We do.
Do you guys feel like you're able to express yourselves like that with each other?
I feel like we do talk. I feel like we do have, depends on who you feel comfortable having those conversations with. You know what I'm saying? Like I had 2 anxiety attacks and all that. That shit was weird as hell. You know what I'm saying? Never had anything like that before. Right? I was working at HRA. And then I had to start going to counseling. I realized this job is killing me, nigga. Get the fuck out of this fucking job. You know what I'm saying? But that was the first time the time it happened, I was like in the office and it just felt something coming on. And I fucking went to I went to one of the rooms and shit. And I just started crying and shit. I didn't know what was going on. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, but, when I came up, and I was like, yeah, man, I had some kind of anxiety shit. Couldn't stop myself and know what happened. I expressed it. I said it.
Well, and that's good.
That was,
I'm glad you did. I'm glad you shared it now.
You know what I'm saying? Grown ass man out here in the streets, baby.
I can't do it.
You just gotta do it in a different kind of way. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I understand that.
And we may not come off soft, like, oh my God, I just started crying. I don't know why I was crying. You know what I'm saying?
I don't want you to be no punk ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Shit's just coming out, so I don't know.
But I just feel like I know, like, even when it comes to asking for help, but that can also be across the board. There's some women that don't even like to ask for help.
Exactly. It just depends.
I think just as a Black man, I'm sure there are things that you mentally deal with when you walk outside the door that are nonverbal, that are things that, that you just deal with. I mean,
society itself. I mean, we gotta go outside and we gotta watch our back in many different ways. You know what I'm saying? So, depends on where you at in life. So you may have to watch your back from other niggas. You may have to watch your back from cops. You may have to watch your back from niggas and cops. You know what I'm saying? So it's all depends on where you at in life. You gotta watch your back regardless. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think we ever stop watching our backs. You know what I'm saying? We always gotta keep our head on a swivel. You know what I mean? So it's just what it is. It's men.
I mean, so I think going to therapy also has been like a topic of discussion, because despite it just being men maybe not frequently going, it's probably a big thing in the Black community. Everybody thinks like going to therapy means you're crazy. But like as a man, how was that that experience because you did go after, right? So like, I mean, did you feel like, I shouldn't be going to therapy, I'm a man, or
No, it's crazy. Like I think when the whole shit was going on with me, like I realized something was wrong. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, yeah, let me get this, because I'm very, in tune with myself. So let me get this thing figured out. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people was like, yeah, man, I gotta congratulate you, because I feel like, you really, you know what I'm saying, you realizing whatever the case is, which a lot of people don't. But I think the whole stigma is changing though. I feel like a lot of people is going to therapy nowadays and things like that, right? The stigma was, if you go to therapy, you're crazy, or, you know what I'm saying, these people can't help you anyway, because, we think about therapy, we think about all these white therapists, and we're not thinking about Black therapists and things like that.
And now they've made it a lot easier to find Black therapists, which is awesome.
So now we're getting more, I think with information and education, you kind of look at things differently. You kind of, your mindset of things change. So I think now with the information being put out there, like you have more Black therapists and all this stuff now, I think now you can be like, all right, cool, I can speak to someone who kind of understand me on a certain level. I think sometimes it's really about who understands you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's an important part of therapy, right? Because you can go to a therapist that don't understand you at all.
No, 100%. Yeah. I definitely went through like 2 before I was like, this lady,
I think that's the thing before as well. Is like we're looking at things like, these niggas can't understand me anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not from where I'm from, or most of them is white or whatever. Now we see things differently. You know what I'm saying?
But so, okay, no, I agree. I think like the conversation is definitely more it's more widely addressed, I think, in general, that I think is good. But then that also leads kind of like we said, we're like now, hopefully, children are, as they're growing up to express their emotions.
Oh my God,
more.
man. My son, he be, all these feelings.
There's nothing wrong with feelings. There's nothing wrong with feelings.
You be like that. I be like, man, my God.
Have the feelings.
My God, bro. You know what I mean?
Have, because
then I was a young father, so it was just like I did all the same things, right? When he fell, I just looked away from him. Like, you better get up. Better get up. Because then what happened is like, right, like his mom or any other female seeing like, oh my God, you okay? Right. And then he start crying. I'm like, bro.
I mean, that's any baby.
There's nothing wrong with you.
Babies, you always gotta be like, you're fine.
Nothing wrong with you. You know what I'm saying?
You always gotta.
With my daughter, I just pick up right away. Come here, baby. Come here, girl.
Oh, see, but so that's the interesting thing. Like, people are very willing to, and this is what I think ends up, because I didn't want it to only be about men's health and relationships. I wanted it to be about even just like society and the things that you guys go through. But I think like when you have children and when you have girls, everybody always is like, girls, emotion, be soft, hug, you felt, let me take care of it.
We gotta protect them.
Okay, but then now, but they treat the little boys like, suck it up, don't cry, blah, blah, blah.
Because you one day will grow up to be a protector.
Hold on. Right, I hear you. But now that we are grown people, adults, women here are over here being very emotional and the men are learned not to be. We are always going to have a fucking problem. Because then now there's always going to be like, well, you're not hearing me. You're not being open to me. You're not expressing yourself to me. So it's like, yeah, you're walking outside the street. Congratulations.
You don't think there's a lot of women out here that's like OD tough?
I'm not saying that there's not those. There's men.
You need a hug, baby. You need a hug.
I agree with you.
Come here. Give me a hug.
There's always that. On both sides.
I'm like, do you agree to this hug? Because I don't want to get in trouble.
But then but even for myself, right? Like, I'm an affectionate person. I've always been an affectionate person. My mom has always given me hugs and love and whatever. And so whoever my partner is, I would like to get love and hugs, all the kisses and hugs from them all the time. Yeah. Right? Now, from my experience...
I'm like, you better get a dog.
Wow. From my experience with men that have not been emotionally available, right, over the years, I now reserve my affection. Okay. A lot. So it probably will look like I need a hug. Because I seem very... Like, I'm a hugger. I'm a happy person. But it's like, I then now, hold that back because... of the relationships that I have been in, right? But I'm a gushy, lovey person. I'm not overly dramatic, overly emotional. I'm very logical. Yeah. But you know what I mean? I still like that. Where there's men that like, just, if you're raised to be like, you have to be a protector provider and not know how to express yourself, then like you're always going to have some sort of an issue in any of your relationships, romantically, not like work, whatever. And I think like, I just hope that more men find the balance of being the protector, but also being willing to like really take that weight off their shoulder when they do find the people that are trying to be there for them. And sometimes I
think men get emotional when they have daughters.
That's when they realize they got to be soft.
Yeah, come here, baby. I got you, baby.
But not when they have wives. But not when they have wives.
She can protect them. Like, yeah, of course we do. She can protect
not when they have girlfriends and wives.
They're not girlfriends, but wives definitely. I mean, to the point we think, by the time you get a wife, like, yeah, you gotta be in that. You gotta be in that space. I think a lot of people just rush into all that shit anyway. So I just relax. You know what I'm saying?
No, I mean, I definitely agree with not rushing.
Just relax.
I just know as a woman, the type of woman partner I would like to be to my future husband is that I want him to be able to feel comfortable enough that he can like come home and feel comfortable and safe.
So what if you're what if you're a man ready to come home and every day he's crying like, oh my God, nigga, it's always a problem?
I mean, we're not gonna go that far. We're not gonna go that far.
Every day, oh my God.
We're not gonna go that far. Because I don't even cry like that. I don't even cry like that, okay? But I'm saying, like...
How would you feel, though? It's like every day, nigga.
Now you're dragging it. now, there's a threshold, okay? There is a threshold. Like, Because
So what's the problem?
There's a threshold. Like I had an ex one time. I think his mom gave his dog away or like sold his dog. He was heartbroken, heartbroken, because like that was like his baby. You know what I mean? He had the dog for a long time, but he also was not taking care of the dog. Like he was not. And I was like, yo, this dog needs to go and roam in somebody's big ass backyard garden. So his mom was like, well, I'm giving it to like my cousin. She got a big ass backyard.
Yeah.
He was fucking heartbroken. And I remember one day he was like bawling fucking tears. Now, I'm not really much of a pet person.
How was it for you? Go ahead.
So to me, I was like, it's a fucking dog. I'm not much of a pet person. Yeah. However,
you didn't see the reason why he was like,
I hugged him.
He was like,
I hugged him. I snuggled him. And I said, I understand. I understand. And I just tried to be there for him. Like, that was it. But in my mind, I was like,
shut the fuck up.
It wasn't. No, but it wasn't even like shut the fuck up. Because it was like I knew that he had the dog from like little. He had the dog for years.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it wasn't like it was a dog he had yesterday and then it went away. He had the dog for years. But I was just like, damn.
But he can visit his cousins.
But it was like it wasn't like down the block. It was like out of state.
Okay.
But in my head, again, I think logically, you're not properly taking care of the dog the way this dog needs to run free and be walked and blah, blah, blah. Like, you're not doing that. You're living your fucking life. Let the dog live its own fucking happy life, you know? Yeah. But I appreciated his express of emotion. Literally, I just hugged him. I, tried to be there for him. Like, I feel like even if you don't fully understand why the person is that emotional, if you care about them and you support them, then you can still be there for them. And I think, like, that's important in any type of relationship. Like, until they go too far.
Yeah, it's overly emotional.
Like, a year later and you're still crying about the dog,
Yeah. At some point in time, got to man the fuck up.
I had an ex that cried about, like, but that was also like childhood trauma, which I feel like sometimes people don't address.
Like, okay, what was it?
What? That you cried about?
Yeah, what did you cry about?
You look mad. Like, you know what?
I'm trying to hear these stories.
Why are you trying to hear these stories?
It's interesting.
Because you just here trying to piece shit together. Like, well, which one of her ex had a dog? Which one?
Was he light skinned?
That's not even what I was talking about. See, look at you. That's not even who I was talking about.
You rap about it later. No.
Wow. That's just me. Copy. But I feel like there's a lot of childhood trauma that people don't address, but I wish that men would address too. That's why I want to have more men on here to have that childhood trauma conversation.
Yeah, like I still don't understand the whole trauma stuff.
What do you mean you don't understand? Because you don't realize that it's trauma. I feel like
nowadays, like everything is trauma. Everything is this. Everything is that.
Don't go with their definition.
Everything is this and that now.
Don't go with the 2021 definition.
And I feel like it's overdue. It's like overkill sometimes.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but it doesn't negate.
Like my ass beat all the time.
It doesn't negate trauma? How that still affected you in some way, shape, or form.
I got my ass beat all the time.
And it probably affected you in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I learned not to do bad shit.
Is that what made you...
No,
exactly.
I still did bad shit. But I didn't do as much bad shit or the big bad shit. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody. The big bad shit.
Like you didn't kill anybody or rob a bank.
There you go. Yeah, the shit you can't come back from. I mean, I got arrested a couple times, but I walked out.
Whatever.
Next couple days.
Well, so what do you think as a man, right, that you think in society today, I mean, you're raising a young boy as well. I mean, you also have a daughter, you know what I mean? So what do you think, like, what do you think is the best way to find a balance where men can feel comfortable to either let go of some of their pride and be open and vulnerable to people that they can trust versus just being so hard and not being able to do that? Like, and not feel depressed and alone in their stuff.
I feel like the upcoming generations is going to have more of that balance.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? For my generation or generation before me or probably a little before or probably a little after me, it's probably going to be, similar shit. Yeah. They can't teach old dogs new tricks and shit. Like, you just got to learn how to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like as we get older and as we have kids and this and that, we tend to understand what we want to do differently. And so we end up doing it different. And I said, like my son, he be tough. Like he's people's face and this and that, but he's also a softie and shit. Like, man, you soft kid. Like he plays football. He hit the kids. He play on the D-line. He hit him. You want to pick him up. Like after the game, Jada. Don't pick him up. Don't pick him up right there. No,
that's
leave.
So sweet.
You know, walk over them.
That's so sweet.
I need you to punish them.
That's nice.
You're the defense.
So was it like he knocked him over and then they had to reset and he was like, "Hey, let me help you up"?
Yeah, like he'd be hyped, like he'll sack him like and then he like, come here, pick him up.
That's like, a good balance.
Nigga, no.
I think
you don't. The game is over, then you shake hands. Other than that, they have to fear you.
See, there you go. There you go. You know what?
But like I said, I think upcoming generations is going to be different. Like I think my son got more of a balance that I ever had.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So you know. But then he also, again, he's grown up to be a protector. Like he has a little sister now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And he'll be the first person in your face, like, yo, I've seen him do it. Like, boy, you're going to get killed. But, you know what I'm saying? She has to be protected, right?
Yeah.
So that's what it is.
No, I think it would be beautiful for men to feel like they have a comfortable
because I be on Clubhouse and these sisters be like, we don't feel protected. Men don't protect us.
I mean, because there are unfortunately there are a lot of men. Have you ever seen that thread where it was like, if there were no men, how would women go about their day? And it's like, it's sad though that like as women we have to view some men as predators, really more so than protectors, because like on a regular day, I'm going to experience men probably in some way disrespecting me versus being like a good protector to me.
Do you get it on a regular day?
Yeah.
Really? To this day?
To this day, where people think that they can, we had this conversation, people think they can touch you anyway and they don't know you. People think they can talk to you any type of way just because they want to talk to you. Like, there's always a lot of that. And like, I don't like to automatically assume and look at a black man or any man in that way. Like, but you have to keep your head on a swivel. And as a woman, that's what we have to do, right?
Different kind of swivel. I understand.
I know. What you gonna say?
I got you.
So like, but yeah, like it's unfortunate that we can't look at our fellow counterparts like you are always going to be our protectors, right? Because that's what technically they say you're supposed to be. Yeah. But we also then deal with a lot of men that are just the predators as well. And so it's like, it's unfortunate.
I mean, yeah, but it's all about upbringing and growing and, you know, people getting, like a lot of men in my generation, they probably didn't grow up with their fathers, and they, you know what I'm saying? So it's a little different. And then you have, some that make the same mistake, but a lot of us is
trying to do
doing
something
things different, right? Mm-hmm. Like, so.
Do you talk to your friends? I just want to ask that. Like, do you feel like you have a guy circle that you guys can like, have you always had like a guy circle?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just curious.
I believe so.
Okay.
Talk about these hoes. No.
I mean, but like to really be honest and, talk about like when you feel like you have shortcomings or failures or like emotionally you feel this way about something, like. Yeah. Like
I remember one time I felt like, damn, I ain't accomplished shit. I mean, like, I'm talking like in my 20s, I accomplished a lot of shit and I got to like 30 and I was like, shit, nigga, what the fuck am I? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I remember my boys was like, and he like kind of like helped me, see the things I've done at that point in time because I couldn't see it myself. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think I have a pretty decent circle of, you know what I'm saying?
Do you hug your guy friends?
No, I give you pounds and, You
don't hug each other?
Let's be close, my nigga.
You wouldn't give each other a hug? You wouldn't be like, yo, I love you. Do you tell your guy friends you love them?
No.
No? You don't hype them up the same way like, nah, I see you in that fresh, clean suit. Or I see you in,
You hype them up like, yo, my nigga, I see you out here whoop-de-woo and shit.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Why can't you give him a hug?
I think, look, we bring it in, we get a pound, we pound it, come in close. That's...
Why not like an actual...
We wrap it.
Hug.
We do the wrap.
An actual hug.
Huh?
Not an actual hug. No. Like, come bring it in. A hug.
No.
Sometimes you guys need to hug it out.
No, that's cool.
Okay.
That's cool.
All right.
I think we can get there with a...
Like, one time I saw my ex hug his brother, and I was just like, that's like...
It's your brother. Yeah,
but
different.
But he would be so hard, and then like just one day he was just like, I think he was a little drunk too, but he just like hugged his little brother and was like, and I was like,
that's different. That's your little brother and shit. You know what I'm saying?
But it starts with that.
Yeah, your little brother. I didn't grow up with my brothers.
I'm saying it starts with that. Hug your friends.
Technically, I grew up the young. Technically, I grew up. You know what I'm saying? The young one. So my older sister and then me.
I just think guys should tell their friends.
They're my two brothers, but they ain't. I ain't grew up with them and shit.
Tell people you love them. Hug them. Y'all need hugs.
I tell my son I love him.
Y'all need hug. Good. Mm-hmm. Hug him too.
Yeah.
Okay. Hug.
Come here, little nigga.
Actual hugs.
I'm like, come here, little nigga.
Hype your guy friends up the same way us women hype our female friends up.
I'm like, yo, that was a bad bitch. I see you with other day.
I'm just saying, like you need to show that love and appreciation and affection to your guy friends.
So that's your way of, that's basically what you think we need to do more of to
partly. Why not?
Yeah.
Be willing to, I don't know.
Gotcha.
I'm done.
Yeah. I mean, you've been on that same cup since we got started.
Anyway.
Should I
love you all black men. I support you all black men. Just letting you know.
Thank you.
I do.
Appreciate it.
I really do. Wow. Okay, thanks. Wow, and got on my phone. Good job. I really do. Like,
cause I feel like we don't get that love out here in the streets.
I feel like
they don't care about us.
I try to show these black men that I love and support them.
I feel like you have all these organizations that worry about, female mental health, which is understandable.
They have organizations that worry about men's mental health too.
They ain't too much out here for us.
Are you just not looking for it?
I don't need it, but still though,
I think the issue with that though is because like technically when you're in such a patriarchal society, like there's different levels of like white men versus black men, right? But you're still in a patriarchal society where like men technically are the leaders. So as women being the quote unquote oppressed group, we have groups that try to help us not be so oppressed, right? So as a man, like y'all have different levels, but I feel like that's why sometimes it doesn't seem that way.
Interesting.
I do think that. Like we have rules put on our fucking bodies. Y'all don't. Y'all don't.
I mean, I can't walk outside with my, you know what I'm saying? Just slinging.
That's not
shit.
the same thing. That's not the same thing. We already discussed this.
I can't walk outside with a third leg just out here.
Technically you can in certain places.
Gangster limping.
But you get what I'm saying? Like there's levels to it, but I think that's sometimes why it doesn't seem, and now it's more of a widespread thing, but that's probably why it doesn't seem that way.
Interesting.
Because we're still the group that technically is always lesser than the man.
Okay.
So like we need groups to help us not be as lesser than the man. But you guys also need help because as black men, you guys deal with a certain level under, whatever.
Yeah.
But I think like, that's why I was like, there's levels to it.
Okay.
So.
Well, interesting. This was great. I feel like I got a lot to get off my chest.
You need a hug? I need both arms. Thank you. Gotta give both arm hugs, okay?
Okay. Well, this has been another great episode of the Keeping It Frank podcast show with me. And my co-host, Chicka Trey. Definitely, man, follow us on the Keeping It Frank 100 on IG and Third Eye Media Network on YouTube, where this is going to be streamed on or played on. Is it really called streaming if it's on YouTube? No, right? Streaming is like Netflix or
when
whatever.
It's like live, like we're watching
it's not really. Anyway, I don't know that shit. Yeah, whatever. But definitely follow us. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, and tell me let us know what you think, man. What do you feel like as men we need to do to be better communicators and put our feelings out there? And
not feel like you're alone in your depression and anxiety.
Or do you just feel like a bitch when you do it, so you decide not to do it? Let us know your opinion. Keeping It Frank podcast, we out.